2 years ago, we made a video presenting Godot, but the engine has come such a long way since then that many of its cons just disappeared. If we go back, there were few companies using Godot in production. Over the past 2 years, we saw indie hits made with it like the popular survivor game Rotato, the mining roguelike Dome Keeper, and the award-winning, story-driven Case of the Golden Idol. So it was time to refresh the presentation. This video is sponsored by Godot game devs like you who invest in learning with GD Quest. Remember, for a limited time, you can pre-order our Godot 4 courses below launch price. They're rolling out starting January 30, 2024 on GD School, our own new learning platform. Godot is the biggest, most active, and most popular free and open source 2D and 3D game engine. This means that it comes with no strings attached. You can do whatever you want with it. You never have to pay anything, no matter how much money you make with it, and that can never change. Godot cannot be bought or taken over by anyone. It belongs to all of us. Still, development is well organized. Godot has a core team of over 10 engineers, mostly seniors, driving its development. They are backed by thousands of contributors worldwide helping out with bug fixes, translations, and other improvements. We'll talk about how this is all funded, but first, let's look at what Godot can do for you. With Godot, you can make desktop games, mobile games, browser games, and export to the Nintendo Switch and Xbox through third parties. Note that veterans from the project are hard at work bringing full console support to Godot 4, the latest release. We've seen a couple of commercial successes released on Steam, Rotato, and so on. Large companies are also using Godot to produce many games, the gambling industry, but not only. The engine is also amazing for app and tool development. We made a complete, free and open source code learning app with Godot, Learn GDScript from Zero, which you can see in action right now. Other great programs made with Godot include Cozy Blanket, a 3D retopology app on iOS, and Pixel Over, a pixel art, animation, and VFX app. Godot is a fully fledged game engine with a feature-rich editor, including an animation editor and animation tree, a script editor, user interface design tools, visual shader programming, tile sets and tile maps, and much more. It even comes with great support for online multiplayer games and virtual reality. And all that is packed in just a couple of dozen megabytes, making it a quick download. It launches fast and runs even on slow computers and Android tablets. 2D support is plain excellent, and 3D is quickly following suit with a big leap in quality of life in the latest version. Currently, for 3D, performance and toolset are still not on par with Unreal or Unity, but the gap is closing fast with more and more users creating 3D games and improving features and user experience. However, you do get an underrated counterpart: access to easy source code that any professional developer can change. Godot is written in C++, which can sound scary, but the developers take great care in keeping the code accessible and easy to change, as it's an essential perk compared to other engines. It means you never have to be stuck with a bug that won't ever be fixed. You can make changes yourself or work with a developer to do that for you. While the ecosystem and job market are not the largest, Godot game releases on Steam are doubling every year, and an increasing number of content creators and users are adopting the engine. Godot officially supports C#, C++, and GDScript, its own scripting language, which is also the most used. It is surprising, but Godot has its own language for the same reasons that the Unreal Engine got its own language, Verse. A targeted language tailored to the engine's features allows you to develop more expressively and more simply. General-purpose languages like Python or JavaScript aren't designed for games at all. They end up being costly for both the engine developers and users to support. Having a tightly integrated, domain-specific language like GDScript allows you to write simpler code and iterate faster, so it pays off. But as I mentioned, Godot supports C#, and you can mix and match languages as they can interoperate no problem. Also note that neither language will be dropped, as this is an open source project and the community cares very much about having both. Note that the engine has a free and open source asset library accessible from within the editor, where you can find free plugins and templates to accelerate your projects. We make a bunch of those. a commercial asset store is in development as we record this video. The funding model is slightly unusual but rock solid. It's kind of decentralized to ensure the project's longevity. The Godot Foundation receives funding through user donations, sponsorships from large companies like Microsoft and Meta, and grants such as the Epic Mecha Grant. Several companies, us included, also directly hire developers to work on Godot under the Foundation's leadership. This creates a solid network where there isn't one central entity that can fail and bring the project down with it. Godot might sound great, but is it for you? I want to be as honest as possible there. If you've invested a lot of time learning Unity or Unreal and you're happy with them, as much as I love Godot, there's not really a reason to switch. That is, aside from the belief that software should be open source and accessible if we don't want to wake up one day with no say or influence on the tools we use. If you're a seasoned game dev, a trained professional, or a company, and you occasionally participate in game jams, it makes a lot more sense to use the opportunity to try a free and open source technology where you're in complete control. So I encourage you to try Godot. If you're new to game development or you do want to try something new though, definitely give Godot a try. It's powerful and fun to use. For production work, starting with Godot 4.2, the engine is feeling pretty stable. Of course, there's always room for improvement, and you should expect it to keep gaining maturity with each release. Some exciting indie projects have already been ported to Godot 4, like Halls of Torment and Road to Vostok, and the developers' feedback is encouraging. It's no reason to rush. You should always assess if an engine works for your game, but it's a sign that Godot 4 is already stable enough for some serious commercial projects. If you're learning how to code, well, first, good call, because ultimately, there's no real way around if you're serious about making games. Check out our free app, Learn GDScript from Zero. And if you're completely new to Godot, we've made a free, interactive, step-by-step tour that runs directly in the engine editor and helps you find your way around the user interface. You can find it on our website, gdquest.com.